Hey, welcome or welcome back to the channel. My name is Joy and this is NX Joy. Today's reading is What Are My Everyday Spiritual Gifts? I'm excited to do this reading. We have just decks today. Yeah, I'm using these decks for all the readings, but in terms of choosing which deck is for you, here are the decks. Yeah. So this is the piles today. Here's the Sacred Self-Care Oracle. Here's the Cat Tarot. And then here's the Crystals Stone Deck Oracle. If you need a second to pause here and choose your pile, please do. Yeah, if you just need a second also and just want to hear me ramble on about what this reading is about, then also please listen on. So this reading I just wanted to do very quick, very easy, very simple, like reading about what your everyday spiritual gifts are, because I find that sometimes we do things every single day and they're really indicative of our spiritual hygiene, but we might not know what those things are. And I think being aware of them will just help. Will just kind of just like help mentally and just kind of make more I guess more appreciation for the self and all we do for ourselves, and like how we already take care of ourselves and how we already can appreciate what we do for ourselves. So yeah, it's just a very, very quick, simple reading, very just to the point, very practical about ways we can appreciate ourselves. And that's like the reason I wanted to do this reading today. Yeah. Okay. So, with that said, I'm gonna move on and I will see you at your pile. Hey group one, if you chose the Sacred Self-Care Oracle, then this is your reading. So let's get into the question of what are my everyday spiritual gifts. We are going to clear and cleanse this deck. Okay, so what is pile one's everyday spiritual gifts? What is pile one's everyday spiritual gifts? Divine Spirit, Source, please tune me in and tap me in to the collective pile one so I can channel their everyday spiritual gifts. Divine Source, please tune me in and tap me in. Okay, so you have build strength, you also have massage, and you also have read. Alright, so what are your everyday spiritual gifts? So when it comes to the everyday, you are someone who is very much on a self-improvement kind of path. And it really feels like you're really taking care of yourself. You're really in the mindset of bettering yourself. You're really doing the necessary actions in order for you to feel more at peace and ease, more into your own intuition, more into yourself, and it just really feels like a vibe of taking care of yourself. So when it comes to your everyday spiritual gifts, on the everyday, what you're doing right now, your gifts are that you have the ability to like take anything that comes at you on an everyday, day-to-day basis and then use that to build strength. Let's say you're having a really upset day at work and the emotions of that upset day really rile you up and you can't really like shake it off, so you go to the gym. And because you go to the gym, you end up physically, literally building strength. But this can also apply to different things. So like, let's say like it kind of feels like you have an ability on the everyday to kind of look at the bright side. You have the ability of looking at a bad situation and taking the lesson out of that, which is really beautiful. Like, not a lot of people can do it as gracefully and as proficiently as you can. So in terms of it actually being a spiritual gift, it really is, because it is a emotional control and capacity that people only dream of developing. And it's a level of self-discipline as well, and a level of self-love as well, that a lot of people would love to also have. So the fact that you have it, and the fact that you're doing it, and you're doing it on a consistent basis, really is foretelling of the fact that you do have these major spiritual gifts of building strength, and taking a bad situation and making it something that's beneficial in your life. You really know how to build your character and build your strength. So like, in terms of your life story, it's not an easy one, but it is definitely one that is very interesting. And a lot of people have a very like great appreciation, and they notice that you have this kind of character. Like, it's reflective on your outer world. Moving forward, when it comes to your spiritual strengths, you also have the ability to really decipher and discern and obtain knowledge. So you can really source information, and you can be very claircognizant in some ways of you knowing things. You don't know how you knew them, but you just knew them. Like, on an everyday basis, like, someone will ask you, hey, do you know this random fact? And you'll be like, yeah, it's this. And they'll be like, how did you know that? And you'll be like, oh, I actually don't know. Maybe I just like looked it up in a YouTube video, or like passively saw it or something. But yeah, it doesn't matter how you obtain the information. You can really like absorb information when you get it, and relay that later on to others. And you're really good at taking care of yourself, taking care of your body, as well as your energetic body. So you might give yourself daily massages. You might actually do something like yoga. But you just relieve pressure and pain on yourself. And you have the ability to self-soothe really well. Your divine feminine is coming in super strong in terms of being able to compassionately hold space and compassionately take the time to rest and take care. Okay. What are pile 1's everyday spiritual gifts? Yeah, okay. We're gonna use the cat toy. So we're gonna clear the Cleanse deck for pile 1 and the collective of pile 1. So what are pile 1's? You have the Lovers in reverse. So you're very analytical with your thinking. You also have the Page of Wands in reverse. And yeah, so you're very analytical and thoughtful when it comes to your decision making, and the way you move about the world. So when you approach people, you're very courteous. You're very patient. You're very like disciplined. Like, your responsibility and your like I'm seeing in this like in my head I'm seeing these Sims play out, and in one of the Sims packs there is like the teen pack where you can learn responsibility as a trait, and that gives you like benefits in the future when you're an adult in the game, because that Sim is more likely to like do the dishes and pay the bills and like have a job, you know what I mean? Like, there's just a lot more dependability when it comes to you. Quite a dependable character. So your everyday gift is to depended on. And not in the sense of people like always rely on you for things, but in the sense of when someone asks you for a favor, you get it done. No questions, no concerns, no dilly-dally, no delay. Like you, like they're not nervous that like you're gonna get it done, because they know you'll get it done. Like that's the kind of responsibility, that's the kind of dependability you carry. All right, you also have the Two of Cups. And you also have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so when it comes to your everyday spiritual gifts, you're someone who's very loving, and when you're with a partner, compassionate other, someone you really care about and love, you have a generosity towards you that shows how much you love them, and they could really feel your love and your sense of gratitude when it comes to your partner whenever you're in a day-to-day setting. For example, say your partner makes you delicious food, right? Makes you a great dinner. You are not going to hesitate to be like, I got the dishes, you know? Like, it's not something that's a question for you. They don't even have to ask you. You're just like, yes, I appreciate you making this dinner for me. I appreciate you taking the time to feed me delicious food. Let me at least do this thing for you. And it's out of love. It's not like, oh, make me another dinner, like, because I'm going to do this for you again. No. It's like, oh, like, I really appreciate you. I didn't expect this. I didn't know that, like, this was going to happen, but I'm really grateful for the fact that you made me dinner. So let me show you this in an act of service kind of way. So your emotions can come through acts of service quite often. Your love language might be acts of service. And when it comes to this Ace of Pentacles in reverse, can I have a clarifier for this Ace of Pentacles, please? Can I have a clarifier? Thank you. You have the Knight of Swords. Oh, can you see that? Okay, let me see. Okay, so even though there is a dependability about you, there's also the other facet, the other side of you that's very playful, that's very impulsive, that's really fun, that really likes to be independent, be free, do what they want. You know what I mean? Like this feels like someone who is very like knowledgeable about themselves, knows what they want, and can go get it, kind of thing. You know, it's giving me INFJ dash, I think, A, the assertive INFJs, because assertive INFJs are ones who can get shit done. You know what I mean? Like they're the ones that, unlike an INFP, if you're into the whole Myers-Briggs thing, INFJ has the judgment to actually change, like actually change the world. And what does that mean? It means like, oh, like they'll actually put into action all the ideals that the INFP would, and they would actually like implement a how-to version of how, like, of getting there. Like say like an INFP wants to grow a garden. INFJ dash A will be like, okay, so what kind of flowers do we need? What kind of land are we on? What kind of soil is it? How much space do we have? Where's the north and south side? Like, how much sun does this everywhere get? Like, this is what, you know what I mean? Like there's just an expansion, and there's just a way, not to say that INFPs are like like unevolved, or no. INFPs are beautiful in their own right, in the sense of we need INFPs to have those idealistic visions for the future so that INFJ can implement them, you know? Like, they work in tandem. No one's better than like the other. I'm not trying to say one's better than the other, but what I'm trying to say is that you have the traits of someone who does the how to, like knows how to get the job done and knows how to do it in a way that's very, very playful, very independent, but like very like very go-getter energy. That's how it feels. Very go-getter energy. Okay. So last but not least, we're going to pull from the Crystals Stone deck in terms of what your everyday spiritual gifts are. So Divine Source, please tune me into the collective of Pile 1 for their everyday spiritual gifts. Oh my god. Sorry, these cards are like a bit too big for my hands. Just like a little bit. Like, it's a little awkward. Yeah. Okay. Let me just move that back. So for Pile 1, click with Pile 1, what are their everyday spiritual gifts? What are Pile 1's everyday spiritual gifts? Okay. I'm only pulling 2 for this one because it's just a big deck. So you have Bismuth and Aquamarine. And here's what they look like. Very pretty. Sorry. It's really cloudy today, so my camera's really confused. Apologies for the blurriness. Ooh. Interesting. So you have a very balanced aspects of yourself. So you're able to both awaken people and be a mirror to people, but you're also able to heal people and be someone who helps them get through like heartbreak. So you might be one of those friends that people go to for advice when it comes to like heartbreak and stuff. Oh. Sorry. Okay, there you go. So yeah, you might be one of those friends people go to advice when it comes to relationships because you just know how to really soothe. Like when your friends get over someone, they'll call you and like you'll have like a bottle of wine or their favorite seltzer or like their favorite smoothie bowl or like, you know, you'll have a prepared kit for them ready to go, like ready to help, like, and they know that about you. Like you're just someone who's very like nurturing and someone you'd want to go to after a breakup, you know, but like not in the sense of, oh, let's go party, let's go escape our problems. No, but like the people who actually want to heal from that breakup, you'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, like this is like, you'll help them talk it out, you'll help just be there supporting them through it all, you know. Yeah. You help people let go of the past too. So in your everyday spiritual gifts, you really have this ability to energize people's life by letting those past aspects of themselves go. And it feels like people are their better self around you. And that's the kind of like influence you have over others when it comes to your spiritual gifts, because you're so dependable, because you carry such an air of self-care and self-respect, people around you take note and, consciously or not, mimic those qualities, because that's what they want to see. Like, you are the blueprint, pile one. You are the blueprints. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. I really hope this helped. I really hope this was fun for you and gave you a little boost on knowing that you're doing a great job and that you should be proud of yourself. And yeah, sometimes I find that like spirituality and like diving deep can like get kind of heavy, so I just thought it'd be nice to have like a lighthearted one for today. Okay, that's it. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye. Hey pal 2, I hope you're doing well. If you chose the cat tarot, then this is your reading. Sorry, I didn't really have the I don't have a thing there, but okay. It's fine. So today we're asking the question of what are your spiritual gifts. So let's move on. Divine Source, please tune me into the collective pile 2 and let me know what pile 2's spiritual gifts are. What are pile 2's spiritual gifts? You have the King of Swords in the reverse, and I believe it's the 10 of air? I'm not sure. Okay, one time. I'm sorry. Or 10 of fire? Yeah, okay, so it is air. So it is the 10 of Swords in reverse. And you also have the King of Swords in reverse. So ooh, interesting. Okay, so okay. So it's an interesting spiritual gift. So when it comes to your spiritual gifts, you can take a lot of the dysfunction and the sadistic parts about the world and kind of heal and recover from that. So you can transmute and transform a lot of pain. Like a lot of things that you see on the internet, you might go out, look at them, and then make a post about it, you know? That's how it feels. Or like say someone is being very cynical towards you, like you're not gonna give in to the cynicism. You're just someone who like can match their attitude, not their energy, their attitude. So you'll bring a different energy to it. You'll be like, oh, like you'll be more absurd about it. You'll be more like, oh, like isn't it funny then? If someone says like, oh, like I don't understand why there's so many like immigrants coming to our country and stealing our jobs, and you'll be like, oh, isn't it funny that the government doesn't want to pay workers an actual living wage, so they import and steal intelligence from other parts of the world in order to cut corners so that they don't have to pay those costs? Isn't that funny? You know? And you'll kind of like take those sadistic sides and you'll like bring out this like further, more in depth, more like knowledgeable ways of seeing the world, so that it's not so that there are like injustices don't prevail. You feel like my justice warrior pile, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, okay. You also have the Emperor and the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, so when it comes to your everyday gifts, you're very much someone who's independent. You are someone who you feel like a boss. You feel like someone who's a CEO. You feel like someone who's an entrepreneur, someone who works for themselves, and you like it that way. You know, other people just slow you down. You know, if it's not done your way, then you know it's not going to be done right. So when it comes to your everyday spiritual gifts, you have an authoritarian figure about yourself where you are gonna be the one to do it, no matter what that costs are, you know? And there's an air of like independence about you where it has to be done your way. You know what I mean? Like, your way is the best way. And like, I'm seeing Blair Waldorf from Gossip Girl. If you've watched Gossip Girl, that's the character, like, energy you're giving off. In terms of your everyday spiritual gifts, because Blair was very, very gifted, very talented at getting what she wanted. You know what I mean? Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. She had the social connections. She had the resources. She had the intelligence and the charm to really get what she wanted. And she knew that, you know? And she used that to her advantage. And that's the kind of energy you're bringing. So on an everyday kind of scale, on an everyday basis, that could look like you wanting a promotion and knowing how to talk your way into that promotion. Or you, wanting a client's deal to go through. Like let's say at a company, like there's this big project and like there's this big case for clients that will bring in a huge profit for the company. They will send you to ensure that you get that client for the company, you know? And let's say you're not in work, let's say you're in school, and there's a group project. You are the one leading the project. You are the one delegating. You're the one putting tasks to people. You're the one getting the job done, and overviewing. You're probably doing most, if not all, the work in your group projects, just because you carry yourself that way, you know? And you know that if they did it, it won't turn out the way you wanted it to. Lastly, when it comes to you and this energy of Blair Waldorfness, there's just a authoritarianism of you're the queen bee, you're the leader, you're the pack, you're the you're the main character in your group, you know? You're the person that gets everyone together. You're the person that really has the ability to bring people together. And yeah. So when it comes to your everyday life, you're probably that friend that's like, oh, do you want to meet this person? Or like, you'll probably link two people up and like, you know, or you'll be like the leader of the pack and you'll call all your friends and be, or like you'll like, and even in like a family setting, you can be the one who really gets everyone to have a family dinner or go out to see a movie together. You're the one that gets everyone to bond and be together. Without you, like, you're the heart of the group, you know what I mean? You're the glue that bonds everyone together. Alright, so what are my pile 2's everyday spiritual gifts? What are my pile 2's everyday spiritual gifts? What are my pile 2's everyday spiritual gifts, divine source? And I like how family does come up here, just because we literally were just talking about it. Family and energy work. So what was I saying about the transmutation and the transformation of energies? Like, this is just confirmation of what I was saying is something like I can be assured upon. So like, again, just to reiterate what we were talking about. So when it comes to family, you're the one who really is dependent on, you're the one who really gets people together, you're the heart of the family, you know? And when it comes to everyday work, you're doing energy work, whether you know it or not, just by like helping people throughout their day, by like, let's say like, on an everyday basis, this can look like you sending your friends memes that will make their day, you know, that makes them laugh, makes them know that you're thinking of them, makes them know that like they love you, you know, like, and that you love them, you know, like those are the types of ways on an everyday scale basis that you're doing energy work. Like, it doesn't have to be so big, like sending Reiki healing to someone. Like, no, you don't have to do that. You can just send them a meme and like be like, hey, I'm thinking about you, I love you. And that really, really transforms their mood and energy. They might have been feeling really lonely and really depressed before. They're like, aw, that's so nice, you know, wow, my friend texted me, you know, that's the kind of mood you bring to their life. It's really sweet. It's really, really sweet. In terms of community, you're very important. You're a very important community member. And that's why you have such a social justice kind of attitude towards you, because of the prominence in the community you have, or whatever like social situation you're in, you have the ability to influence others, and you understand the responsibility, the power of that power that you have, you know? Like, you don't need Spider-Man's lesson. You don't need Uncle Ben telling you with great power comes great responsibility. You already know that, you know? Okay, so you also have, when it comes to your spiritual gifts, meditate, take a walk, and then sound healing. So when it comes to really taking care of yourself, especially the ways you do that, and your gifts when it comes to that, you know how to recharge yourself when it comes to meditation. I find personally, whenever I meditate more, I don't have to sleep as much. You know, like I find that I'm a lot more well rested and a lot more in tune. I'm saying that as a person who's not meditating at all right now. I've taken a break from it for a while, but like, again, I'm saying that in knowing that what it is very like nourishing and healing for the body. So, and that's something that you also can appreciate and can understand. But again, you can also take breaks. Just know that. You also can take walks whenever you're feeling spiritually elevated. So you might find yourself outside a lot in nature when you're going through a huge transformation in your life. Say you're going through a breakup. Yeah, you're probably at the beach, or you're probably in a forest, or you're probably like taking a walk at a park, you know what I mean? Like, you usually use healing. You might use animals too. You might be watching a lot of animal videos right now to heal from like heartache. You might look at a lot of natural scenes. You might get away on vacations a lot when things don't like plan out the way you expected them to, when there's big transformations that the universe had for you. That's some ways that you cope for it. And that is a gift, you know, like being able to connect back to nature and intuitively just get back to it and like really feel it. That like that is a gift, because then it really shows you how much connection you still have to the earth, and how much that earth pulls towards you and wants to heal you and wants you to have a good, beautiful experience here on earth, you know? All right. And one of the other ways you have an everyday spiritual gift is sound healing. And this might be through music, but this could be through singing bowls like in the picture. If you are an avid tarot watcher, you probably know about the beautiful, lovely tarot reader. One of my favorites, her name is Gem Goddess. And she does these beautiful sound bowl sessions when it comes to meditations. I know she's posted on her story too that she does this at events, and I think it's just so healing and wonderful for her to share that with the community. Alongside her spiritual gifts, she's able to use sound healing and vibrate her glorious, generous healing to others. And you have that ability too. You exude the same kind of energy as her when it comes to that sound healing. People might really love your voice. People, like, if you don't do the singing bowls thing, you can also be someone who sings a lot. And if you don't sing a lot, when you speak, people notice. You have a melodic, sweet sounding kind of voice to you. So people want to hear what you have to say, just because the way you say it is healing itself, you know? Like, you vibrate on a tone that just sounds pleasant to human and animal ears, you know? Like, not humans are animals. I'm just saying it just sounds really nice overall to beings that can hear. Your voice is very healing. Even to yourself too. So if you sing to yourself, you sing in the shower, if you like to practice singing, sing in the car, you know, that's some ways where you heal yourself. So yeah. Okay, well, we're gonna do the last cards. I didn't expect these videos to be about as long as they are, but they are, which is kind of nice, I guess. I guess this is just my default channel time is about 15 to 20 minutes, you know? Anyways, divine source, please tap me into pile 2, connect me to pile 2, and let us know what pile 2 spiritual gifts are. Divine source. Okay. So you have copper, you also have jasper, and you also have opal. Okay. Let's read through this before. Copper isn't a crystal, it is a metal, but you are a conductor. Yeah, you clear channels and you renew. You renew with copper. So when it comes to people in your life, you are like copper. You are like someone who renews their energy, that really gives them vitality, who can really energize them and make them feel better about themselves. You know how some people drain you? Yeah, you're the opposite. You give them energy. And I'm not gonna lie, I've had friends who have told me the same thing. I'm no longer friends with them because they unfortunately drained me and my energy quite a lot. So be wary of those people, but they've told me like, oh, like, yeah, like whenever I hang around you, I just feel so much better. I'm not tired anymore. Like, I just feel so good. Like, and I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, I'm dying. Like, please, can I go take a nap or something? But yeah, forewarning, those people are not your people. Those people, as much as you love them, are not your people. Because they're draining you and they're not giving or reciprocating the same kind of energy, the same kind of care, the same kind of attention and quality of love that you exude. So yeah, anyways, you give the people that deserve it and that don't deserve it but still are in your life, you give them such a revitalizing, reawakening energy that whenever they come to you with your problems, you're just like, okay, let me like work this with you, let's work through it together, like let's change the way you think about this and move on from the situation, you know? Let's heal from the situation, babes, you know? Like, that's you. That's you. And I love that. You know, we need that. We need that friend. Yeah, and you align people back into what they're meant to be doing. With this jasper here, you create a strong foundation and you create like stability for people when it comes to your spiritual everyday gifts, because you give them direction, like because I'm seeing Abed from Community. If you watch Community, Abed is someone who can change himself for others because he knows himself so well. Because he knows himself so well and he's so confident about who he is as a person, he doesn't mind being a different foundation for other people and being what they need. And that's who you are to other people. Within a group setting especially, you are someone who gives the other person the personality, the comfort, the relationship that they need at that time. That doesn't always mean that, like, that's like not you. It's just like, it's just an aspect of you that comes out that is really really matching to that person. Okay, and you also have opal. Feel all your feels. Opals are well hydrated, amorphous mineraloids. Yeah, feel all your feels. And this just furthers the okay, so you give people a strong foundation and then you help move them forward, you know what I mean? So like when it comes to you, you'll first be there and you'll be like, hey, let's clear away this energy. And then you'll be like, okay, how are we gonna do that? Let's like put in firm, solid foundations for you. And then lastly, you're going to be, okay, here's the kick in the butt for you to really get going. Here's me shoving you out the door for you to actually get a move on, you know? And that's your everyday spiritual gifts. Like, and it doesn't have to be with other people, although it feels like you're a very social person. It can also be with yourself. When it comes to any projects you have in mind, you will first be aware of the project and what needs to be done and what needs to be solved. You will build the firm foundations on how to get there, and then you will kick yourself in the butt to get there. Yeah, and I'm loving that energy. That is the type of energy we need. That is our go-getters. You are going to change the world, my dear. I am in love, just absolutely in love with this part of this reading. This is a beautiful reading. So yeah, I really hope this helps give you some clarity, some like just some like empowerment, some self-enjoyment when it comes, self-appreciation when it comes to you and all that you do and all the spiritual gifts you already possess, because you yourself and your greater community really appreciates you for who you are and what you bring to the world. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, my dear. I hope you have a wonderful day, night, or evening. Bye. Hey, pile 3, if you chose the Crystal Stone deck, and this is your reading. So we are looking at the question of, what are my everyday spiritual gifts? What are your everyday spiritual gifts? And so far, it's been a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie. So let's get into it. Divine Source, please tune me into the collective of pile 3 and let us know, what are pile 3's spiritual gifts? I'm feeling a little silly today. I'm feeling a little goofy, a little silly. Yeah, a little happy. But this card really did want to come out. So we're going to keep it there. And we're going to ask, what are pile 3's everyday spiritual gifts? If you can have a couple more cards, I would really appreciate it. Thanks. Period. I'm just kidding. It's Peridot. Alright. For my pile number 3 babies, what are their spiritual gifts? Thank you. Everyday spiritual gifts. So maybe this just might be your spiritual gifts in general, but this was supposed to be for everyday spiritual gifts. Well, let's do this one because I think that's the most interesting. Your spiritual gifts is developing your foresight. So this is coming out unexpectedly, but you are a psychic. And the fact that I said it really weird is the insecurities you have towards it. It feels like you want to believe, but you feel like you're missing the signs. And you have a problem that logic won't solve. and you've done too many meditating, too many microdosing, and you need to just tune back into the spiritual. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you've done too many. You've done too many things, and you've not believed in yourself enough, you know? There is a part of you that is psychic, that does have foresight, that can see into the immediate near future when it comes to your decisions and other people's decisions. And there's a part of you that might be a little scared, or who just doesn't believe in that, and that's totally fine. It's part of the journey, you know? But like, this is just a heavy message of, hey, like, if you were wondering, and hey, if you really wanted to, please develop your psychic gifts, because it would be very beneficial for you and other people around you. Yeah. Okay. So that's your spiritual gifts, which wasn't supposed to be like talked about, but it's okay. It's okay. It just wanted to come out anyways. Your everyday spiritual gifts. You have Vanna tonight, and you have a very self-disciplining kind of gift, you know, on an everyday basis. You're able to get shit done. You're able to work hard, make arts, and be 100% present in whatever you do. So let's say you're in a lecture for a final, like the next week, right? You will absorb and pay attention and be in the lecture so that you don't have to study, you know? Like, you will save the time of studying because you can just retain the information from the lecture. And it's just very much someone who makes the most out of their time, someone who's very present in whatever they do. And because you're very present, because you're very aware of what's going on an everyday basis and on a moment-to-moment basis, it affords you like memory, and it affords you time, because you don't have to redo a lot of things. You don't have to go back to a lot of things. You don't have to remember a lot of things. You're already on top of that shit. You have that self-discipline. You already know. You're good. Period. Okay, sorry. I keep saying period for period dot. But so this stone's kind of like a vitamin D. So if you need more motivation, you have this stone. So when it comes to your everyday gifts, you have that motivation. You are that motivation, you know? You become successful because you know how to motivate yourself. Hey, you know, like, I'm seeing one of my YouTubers, I forget her name, but she has a great mentality when it comes to, well, I think it's a greater mentality because, like, when it comes to not overspending, I think that's a good thing to have, you know? When it comes to self-discipline and limits, it's a good thing to have. So, what she does is that she will, like, whenever she wants something, she will get a task that she needed to get done in order to get what she wanted. Say, like, say that she really wanted this beautiful Gucci bag, but she knew it's kind of like out of her price range right now. Like, let's say, like, it's just a little too lavish, a little too, like, too much, you know? But she really wanted it. She really, really wanted it, right? So she'll do the things that she needs to do in order to get there. So she'll work the amount of hours she needs in order to get that bag, or she'll create a project or film, or like have a sponsorship in order to pay for that bag. You know, like, there are certain ways and certain things you get done in order to achieve your goals, and you have the motivation to do that. Like, you give yourself things to enjoy life. You have the motivation, like, you're like, oh, I really want a cheese sandwich or I really want a burger later. But no, I shouldn't say that. I don't want to say that. Let's say, because because I don't want to use food as a reward. Food should never be a reward. Food is just food. Food is nourishment. So let's say like okay, let's say you wanted to go to like a movie or an event really badly, but you had like a work project that you needed to do. Like, you will use that event as motivation to get your work project done. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we'll keep it there when it comes to your everyday spiritual gifts. Let's move on to the next deck. So we're clearing this deck and connecting it to the Collective of Pile 3 in terms of their everyday spiritual gifts. You have the Wheel of Fortune as well as the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. So you are very fortunate. You do have a very fortunate aspect about you. There's a part of life that will always let you go around and be in the way that you need to be. Like, there will always be a sense of the universe taking care of you, and because of that, you're not going to be in a down and out position. You're always going to be taken care of by the universe. With these 2 cards coming out, it feels like you'll always be taken care of by the universe, you know? Like, and what's one of your gifts? And it's not like you're very deserving of it, you know? You're very deserving of it. Yeah. You also have the World and then the Devil. I love how it's a dog as a devil in this. It's so funny. It's so funny. So when it comes to your spiritual gifts, you're also very disciplined, and you know how to restrain yourself from the, let's say, more lustrous aspects of life. You are someone who doesn't fall into praise, like a lot of manipulative tactics. Let's say like there's a very attractive person near you and all your friends want to go like hang out with them. Like, you're not going to be one to really like ogle at them. You're going to be someone you'll still treat them like a person. You know what I mean? You're not going to treat them any better because they're hot. You're just going to be like, oh, you're hot. Like, okay. Okay. And, you know, like, I'm hot too. Like, you know, like that's the kind of vibe you're going to bring off. And yeah, because of that, like, your everyday spiritual gifts are to be very self-disciplined and very like controlled in your emotions. When it comes to the Devil, I don't see you as the people in the chains. I see you as the actual like Luciferian person themselves, and that should be taken to the utmost utmost. Sorry, I'm watching a lot of New Girls. Utmost. It should be taken to the utmost degree of honor, because Lucifer isn't an evil person. Lucifer was the personification of making sure that people don't do evil things, and that there are consequences to your actions for doing evil things. And so, like, there's such a misinterpretation of Lucifer in so many things, but Lucifer is not a bad person. I think, if anything, Lucifer is one of the only things that really, like, stands between morality and utter destruction. You know? Anyways, when it comes to some faiths, not all faiths, but I just want to preface that just so that there's no like if you are Christian, if you do have religious ties, and if you have studied Lucifer in a different setting, I just want to give a different perspective in order for you to understand that when I say Lucifer, I'm not trying to villainize you in any way. I'm actually giving you a compliment by saying, hey, like, you are so responsible and you know how to check people. You know how to give them the consequences they need in order to understand that what they did is not right. And that's all I'm trying to say. Okay. So any other spiritual gifts for my pile number 3s here? For my pile number 3s. Interesting. You have the Empress in reverse. Okay. Because we've been getting a lot of reversals, but like I heard, but it should be upright. So we're going to keep it upright. Even with these two, they were supposed to be in reverse, but it really felt upright. So I wanted to keep it there. So yeah, when it comes to you, you are someone who, again, very regal, very royal. It's so funny. Pile 2 got the Emperor. Absolutely love that you have the Empress. With these two cards especially, it makes a lot of sense because it means you are someone who is going to be taken care of by the universe, by the world, by others around you, and you exude such a compassionate energy that like people want to take care of you. They want to take care of you because you provide the service of being yourself towards them. You provide the energy of giving them these everyday spiritual gifts of being disciplined, of checking them, of giving them like a reason to be better. So that's why they take care of you, because they know that you compliment them in a way. So they're so happy to be generous towards you and to take care of you in that way. I'm seeing like stay-at-home people. This is my pile who's probably either a stay-at-home parent or a stay-at-home partner. You can also be a stay-at-home kid. This is my more domestic pile, which I love because I'm a domestic person, and that's why I draw those energies, obviously. But yeah, so yeah, this is my pile that's going to just like their mission in life is just to be themselves on an everyday spiritual basis. It's just you being yourself and like knowing how to like move in ways so that you can express yourself and give the reasons for people to want to change. You may ruffle some feathers quite heavily, you might cause some controversy, but like the girlies that get it, and the girlies that don't, like those that really want to better themselves and make them like, I just saw 444. So like you are an angel for those people who want to better themselves, who want to change, who want to actually be the person they've always wanted to be. You are for the people who are self-loving and self-aware, that they can recognize your values. Some people are just too deep, too thick-headed, too set in their ways, and they know that. So you're not going to be for those people, and that's okay. That is okay. So your everyday spiritual gifts is just to be yourself, is to just show people what the possibilities of their potential, and loving them not for their potential, loving them for who they are, but just recognizing and giving awareness to the fact that there are consequences to your actions, and that you might want to be more thoughtful about it. You bring a sense of thoughtfulness when it comes to your spirituality and your spiritual gifts. Yeah, again, and then you really help people break through and motivate them to get the job done, as well as yourself. You are motivated to get the job done yourself. But yeah, this is a really highly spiritual, really highly blessed pile, because out of the tarot cards, 4 out of 5 of them are major arcana. So you are someone who's meant to be in the world. You're someone who's meant to live on this earth. And if you've been wondering, and if you've been having existential crises every now and then, like I have, just know that you are going to live a long life. And you are meant to be on this earth. And there's a reason for your existence. You're very much valued. Okay. You have look to the stars as well as health checkup for when it comes to what your spiritual everyday gifts are. Again, okay, so when it comes to that, you're really good at checking up on your health. You're really good at making sure you're healthy and safe and that your body's getting the nutrition it needs, the exercise it needs, the overall physicality that it needs. Yeah. Oh, as well as you might be a really good astrologer, you might be really good at spirituality, you might be really good at reading stars. There's just like an innate sense of being connected when it comes to your everyday spiritual gifts. So like there's like you'll be, when it comes to making decisions, it's not like you solely rely on the universe. You can make your own decisions, obviously, but there's like an innate tapping into what feels right to you. There's a developed sense of intuition for you. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna leave it there. I think this is a perfect spot to leave it. But yeah, thank you so much, my pile threes. I really hope this helped. I really hope you understand why you're so amazing and your everyday spiritual gifts, and that you can appreciate yourself a bit more now because of it. Yeah. I hope you have a wonderful day, night, or evening. I love you so much. Take care. Bye.